Wake up and you'll find that the global IQ is dropped by 1,000 times. The once universally known 99 multiplication table has become the world's most difficult math problem. The director quickly stood up and shouted towards the stage, "The Qingshan district has arrived." The host was stunned for a moment. "If they've arrived, why didn't anyone inform me? Where are the staff?" The director sat back down and grumbled, "These staff members look down on people with dog eyes." Everyone's gaze turned towards Qin Feng. Qingshan district? Ha, it's more appropriate to call it the restroom guarding district. They're here to be cannon fodder again. I heard that the Qingshan district is the second to last school this year. Ha, I'm sure you think that even a good school is just cannon fodder, so it's better to let a bad school go through the motions. Ha, why bother coming to Qingshan district? Just withdraw from the competition. Qin Feng felt the unfriendly gazes coming from all directions and shook his head helplessly. "Oh, Director Ma, what brings your school here this year?" The speaker was a middle-aged man who had just come out of the restroom, adjusting his pants. "Principal Liu, our school was lucky, and we brought our students here this year." Director Ma finally saw a familiar face and smiled. "That's right, I brought the geniuses from our Haibei district. We're going to win the championship this year." Principal Liu smiled insincerely. "Director Ma, why bother coming here? It's a waste of time and embarrassing for you." Principal Liu continued. Director Ma smiled awkwardly. "Principal Liu, our Qingshan district won a perfect score in the championship last time, so we came here to compete for a place." Principal Liu looked Qin Yunming up and down and sneered. "Director Ma, even if we held that competition, our school could still get a perfect score and be second to last. Just forfeit next year, save some fuel expenses." Principal Liu pretended to give well-intentioned advice, but his face couldn't hide his mocking smile. Seeing Director Ma standing awkwardly in place, Principal Liu's smile grew even wider. People around were also attracted by the commotion and looked over. "Ha, the district that guards the restroom. They came to be cannon fodder again this year. I really don't understand why they have to come here and be humiliated." Hearing the voices around him, Principal Liu's face showed a proud expression. "Director Ma, how much did it cost to use the restroom last time? Is 1 yuan enough?" Principal Liu laughed and fumbled in his pocket for a long time before throwing a 1 yuan coin in the area where Qingshan district was located. Director Ma's face turned green with anger, and his whole body trembled. Unconcerned, Principal Liu seemed to know that Director Ma wouldn't dare to do anything and stared mockingly at him. After a moment of hesitation, Director Ma realized that the competition was still ongoing and that he needed to consider the bigger picture. Otherwise, other districts would look down even more on Qingshan district. Director Ma wasn't an impulsive person, so after weighing the pros and cons, he slowly loosened his clenched fist and sat back on the sofa. Just then, Qin Feng coldly looked at Principal Liu and asked, "Which district are you from?" "Haibei district, the CC, the North's North. Remember that, young man?" Principal Liu was momentarily stunned before slowly speaking. "Haibei district, huh? Do you produce sea clams there?" Whether intentional or not, Qin Feng blurted out this sentence. Principal Liu frowned. "You're such an impolite kid. All of Qingshan district is like this. No matter which district you're from, the championship has already been decided. Go back to your sea and catch sea clams." Qin Feng coldly retorted. "The championship has been decided? Ha ha ha. Qingshan district, the champion? It's laughable. You must be crazy if you think you can win the championship." The people around couldn't help but burst into laughter. Principal Liu was initially taken aback but then laughed heartily as well. "Qingshan district, the champion? You can't even spell champion correctly. It's hilarious. Get lost." Qin Feng ignored the laughter around him and coldly uttered these words. "Ha, Qingshan district, the champion? It's hilarious. I don't want to stay in this lousy place anymore. It stinks." Principal Liu disdainfully glanced at Qin Feng, covered his mouth, and left. The people around continued to whisper, but Qin Feng couldn't be bothered. Just then, someone exclaimed, "Look, people from Sichuan district are here." "Oh my god, it's Murong Bowen, the pride of Sichuan district. He's so handsome. I love him." Some girls couldn't help but drool. "He's handsome and smart. He's mine." Everyone's attention was drawn to the entrance, where 3 people appeared, 2 middle-aged men and 1 person carrying a backpack and holding some documents. Following behind a boy, the boy had a clean short hair, with sharp and handsome eyebrows. His long and sharp black eyes were filled with a lock of sharpness, thin lips, and distinct contours. He had a tall and slender figure, like an eagle in the dark night, cold and proud, yet imposing. He exuded a dominant aura that seemed to overlook the world. He coldly looked at everyone with a noble gaze. "The champion's temperament is different. Oh my, if he could just look at me, I would be satisfied." All the girls were infatuated with him. So handsome. Even I, as a guy, fell in love. A voice came from the crowd, causing everyone to burst into laughter. Shin Fong looked at the direction they were in, and it was obvious that it was not the same place he entered. It must be some kind of VIP channel. This elite competition really looked down on people, with differences in each area from the inside out. Even the time could be adjusted for these people. Morong Bowen ignored the people in the venue and walked straight to the center of the stage, taking a seat slowly. This is Morong Bowen, the champion of Sichuan. He also scored full marks in the math competition and is one of the candidates for this year's championship. The principal's emotions finally eased as he slowly spoke. Don't worry, principal. I have already decided on the champion, and it's a perfect score. Shin Fong said slowly. The principal sighed and shook his head. This child, does he still think we haven't been humiliated enough? The principal only hopes that you can achieve a ranking, then today's humiliation will be worth it. The principal paused for a moment and continued. Today's competition is different from our own. It includes questions from the first and second grades. It would be good enough to achieve a ranking. Look, Luo Qingchuan from Qingchuan district is here. The proud girl of heaven, Luo Qingchuan. Damn, I feel like I'm falling in love again. No, it's not her who's here, it's my spring. Before the principal could finish his sentence, he was interrupted by the cries of the crowd. In the VIP channel, there stood a woman with an extraordinary temperament. She had waist-length naturally silver curly hair, and her light purple eyes emitted a cold and sharp light. Her doll-like long eyelashes were slightly curled. Her petite and elegant nose, along with her thin lips, shone like crystals under the light. Her fair and delicate skin, along with her melon seed-like cheeks, perfectly complemented her exquisite and perfect facial features. Looking further down, she wore a light purple long dress, lightly pursed her lips, and had a faint smile, enough to drive many boys crazy. Luo Qingchuan raised her hand and handed the documents in her hand to the person beside her, who immediately bent down to receive them. Luo Qingchuan then walked towards the center, exuding a fresh and ethereal temperament with every move, making it impossible for the boys in the venue to shift their gaze. Wow, this woman is truly beautiful. If you can achieve a ranking, you might be able to strike up a conversation with her. The principal's eyes were fixed, as if he was about to drool uncontrollably. Even Shin Fong was somewhat surprised by such beauty. Compared to Tang Zi, she had a bit more sexiness, compared to Lui, she had a bit more elegance, and compared to Qingjie, she had a bit more charm. Ahem, let's get back to business. Her name is Luo Qingchuan, the proud girl of Qingchuan district, and also a competition champion. And she also scored full marks. She is one of the favorites to win the elite competition. The principal's face was somewhat excited. He had never been to a district competition before and didn't know that they could achieve full marks. Seeing so many perfect scores now felt like a dream. If only all of them were from Nanshan Elementary School. Whatever, they're just slightly better than those idiots. Shin Fong looked coldly at the principal. You always have such a big attitude. This time, the competition is different, including questions from the first and second grades. Hey, do we have to pay to use the restroom here? Before the principal could finish his sentence, he was interrupted by a man. Standing at the entrance of the restroom was a tall man with a bronze complexion and distinct and deep facial features, like a Greek sculpture. His dark and wild eyes gave off a sense of recklessness and seductiveness. His three-dimensional facial features were beautifully carved, emitting an aura of a world-conquering king. A wicked yet handsome smile played on his face. The director awkwardly smiled. No need, we're here to participate in the competition. Oh, the man looked at the two of them in confusion, then saw the sign on the table that said Qingshan District. He laughed as if he had figured something out. Ah, so it's Qingshan District. My apologies, I thought you were here to guard the toilets. The director's smile immediately faded. Did Qingshan District offend you somehow? Qingshan District didn't offend me, I just thought they would charge for using the restroom at this event. The man waved his hand helplessly. Everyone turned their attention towards the restroom. Black Devil Luo Wenhao. Why did he come out of the restroom when everyone else enters through the hallway? Oh my god. Luo Wenhao? Although he's black, it can't hide his handsomeness. There was a burst of exclamations from the sidelines. You're Luo Wenhao. The director was surprised. Ha, are you scared now? Luo Wenhao laughed and looked at the director triumphantly. Morong Bowen and Luo Qingchuan also noticed the commotion. Qingchuan, that's Luo Wenhao, this year's hot favorite to win the championship. Be careful, this guy always likes to do things on his own. It seems like he came with Principal Yang today. A middle-aged woman sitting next to Luo Qingchuan whispered. Qingchuan raised his eyes and looked at Luo Wenhao, furrowing his brows, then shifted his gaze to Qin Feng. The middle-aged woman followed Qingchuan's gaze and a mocking smile appeared on her face. You don't need to worry about Qingshan District. They've always been at the bottom every year. Look, they've even resorted to guarding the toilets. Qingchuan frowned upon hearing this, whether out of disdain or thinking that the organizers were unethical, it was unclear. Teacher Lin, no matter what happens today, I will do my best. Qingchuan withdrew his gaze, lowered his head, and continued to look at the review materials in his hands. Aunt Lin smiled and nodded, no longer disturbing Qingchuan. Morong Bowen also curiously looked over in that direction. Bowen, with your abilities, if you perform normally, the championship is guaranteed. Don't worry about those little roosters. The man next to Morong Bowen laughed. Morong Bowen stared at Qin Feng, remained silent for a while, and then slowly spoke. I heard that someone from Qingshan District got a perfect score in the competition? So what? Even the last place in our school can get a perfect score in Qingshan District's exams. That black guy, Luo Wenhao, might be a bit tricky, but he's not your match. The man laughed and spoke. Morong Bowen glanced at Qin Feng again, then lowered his head to look at the review materials, no longer saying anything. The man beside him wisely kept quiet. At the same time, the director was puzzled. How did you come out of the restroom? Can't a genius use the restroom? What are you guys from Qingshan District doing here? Luo Wenhao retorted. We're here to participate in the competition. The director firmly looked at Luo Wenhao. Competition? Qingshan District? Have you participated in any competitions before? I don't remember. Luo Wenhao pretended to be confused. The director didn't know what to say. It's Qingshan District again. They come every year and always end up at the bottom. They've become famous for it. Ha ha ha, the indestructible cockroach. Ha, I really don't understand why they insist on joining in on the fun. Seeing that the director wasn't saying anything, Luo Wenhao looked at Qin Feng and scrutinized him up and down. The genius from Qingshan District? Him? Luo Wenhao pointed at Qin Feng with his finger.